Nowadays, people think that paid marketing is the only way to get your product noticed. But what if you don't have the financial resources to spend on paid marketing? Can you still get users for your product? What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'll be talking about how you can grow your product's user base without paid marketing and from one single user, and I'll also be sharing 3 tips on how you can increase user happiness to grow your product. The way to grow your product from one single user is to make that user extremely happy with your product. The happier your user, the more likely that user will be to tell his or her friends about your product. A happy user can mean more word of mouth. A happy user can mean a great review on your website, which may draw other users into your product. Happy users matter. Forget about user satisfaction. It's early on right now. You don't want to just focus on satisfied users. Instead, you want to be focusing on happy users, users who have had their expectations surpassed, users who can't stop using your product or frequently use your product, and users who want to use your product for the long term. So now that's out of the way, how exactly do you ensure user happiness? How do you increase user happiness for your product? Well, here are 3 tips that I have personally followed to make my one and only user extremely happy with my product. Tip number 1, talk to your users every day. Now that's actually something that's quite easy to do if you only have one user. For me, I only have one user, so all I have to do every single day is directly message my user to see how he's doing and what progress he has made towards what I define as my customer success goal, which for my product is he closer to getting the job that he wants? It's actually quite simple to check in with your user. All you have to do is just send them a message every single day. And what you really want to do with this is you want to collect feedback on what's working with your product and what isn't. And that is because features sometimes take quite a while to play out. Your features may offer benefits, but those benefits may not exactly be instantaneous. For example, with my product, which requires quite a long-term mindset, every feature I have is to allow a potential user to invest long-term in the process of reaching out to different people in their network and people outside their network as well, so that they can create the relationships needed to get that hiring opportunity that will get them their dream job. That's my product, and every single day I have to follow up to ensure that first that he is actually doing what my product is supposed to allow them to do, and also getting closer, or at least he feels like he's getting closer to that customer success goal. So that's the point of checking in with the user every single day. You want to make sure that he or she is actually making progress towards your defined customer success goal, as well as to ensure that there's nothing wrong with your product that needs to be changed, which leads me to tip number 2, which is to always be listening to your users. And the best way to do that is to just talk to them every single day. And why exactly do you want to listen to your users? Well, listening to your users is the best way to increase user happiness because it makes your user feel valued. How exactly do you listen to your users? The first thing you should do is to make sure you're listening more than you're talking, that you aren't trying to interrupt your user or trying to make comments on what your user is saying at the start. Instead, you should be asking expository questions. That way, you invite your user to share even more about what they think of your product, which helps you and makes them feel listened to and valued. Because at the end of the day, their needs are what your product needs to meet. And the only way to understand if your product is meeting your users' needs is to talk to them every single day, or regularly at least, to also be questioning what exactly they mean by certain comments and remarks. That way, you're actually reacting to the right feedback. And finally, tip number 3, which is know why. If you get a comment, if you get a remark, if your user tells you about something, you don't just want to accept something for what it is. That's actually not what you want to do. Instead, you want to be asking why. Why do they think this feature doesn't work? Why do they think this feature does work? Asking why will first make your user feel valued because you're actually showing that you're listening to them and that you're valuing their feedback, their time. Not only that, but by asking why, instead of just acting instantaneously to come up with an ill-considered response to your user's criticism, instead, you want to ask why. What exactly is the problem? What exactly is wrong with whatever your user thinks is wrong? If your user gives you a suggestion, that's valuable feedback. And the way to understand that feedback is to ask why. Why exactly do you think this way? Why exactly does this feature work? Why exactly does this feature not work? And this is extremely important for understanding whether there are certain features in your product that don't work and do work, because by asking why, you understand whether the benefits that your user is getting behind certain features actually matter and which ones don't. Ask why so that you can get clarification. Ask why so you make your user feel like they're actually being listened to. Why is the question you want to ask whenever you're getting feedback, not an ill-considered response to whatever feedback you're getting. Resist the urge to act quickly when you're getting feedback from your user. Instead, slow things down. Try to get into a dialogue with your user to understand why exactly you're getting the feedback you're getting. That way, you'll be able to respond more appropriately to the feedback you're getting on your product. So that's it, guys. Happy users matter because happy users generate word of mouth, and that is ultimately what drives a successful product. If you follow the 3 tips that I laid out in this video, you will most likely have happier users. You want happy users. And with that, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, smash the like button. And if you want to see more of this content, hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.